Question for you today. What world are you living in?
You are living on Fantasy Island. I'm your host, Eric Brown, and with me, Mr. Mike Jones. How you doing, my man?
I'm doing awesome, man. I'm really excited to talk about this today.
Yeah, I mean, let's just dive right in, man. I feel like there's some timelines and people have in their head what they're supposed to do, and it may not meet up to their fantasy in their mind.
Right. So the first thing I got to say to you is that wherever you are in your life right now, be there. Because wherever you are is the absolute best place for you to take the next step forward to get to where you want to be. If you are a certain age and you are not where you feel like you should be by that age, all I'm going to say to you is be where you are. Because whatever expectations that you have about where you need to be right now, based on your age or based upon how long you've been out of school or how long you've been upon in a relationship and it's not turned into a marriage, those expectations are not even yours. They're somebody else's. And because you are so concerned about what other people are going to think about you or what they are saying about you, you're now putting pressure on yourself and you are living on Fantasy Island. If you are fantasizing where you should be right now based upon any other factors outside of the reality of where you are, I'm going to encourage you to be where you are.
Mike, I can't even believe those words are coming out of your mouth. The OGC, the original game changer, always focused on besting his best and creating a better version of himself. So why would somebody be where they are?
Well, and you know, Mr. Brown, I'm so glad that you contextualized it like that, because that is the perfect picture that I want you to see. If you are on Fantasy Island and you are beating yourself up, or you're beating somebody else up because they are not where you think that they should be, that is not the context of besting your best. That is not the context of being where you are. That is not the context of being in the moment. Wherever you are right now and the moment that you're living in is where you should be focused on besting your best to get to the next level. Most of the times when you're living on Fantasy Island, you're not talking about taking the next step. You're talking about taking the next leap somewhere. You're talking about being somewhere that's not even available to you. And quite often, you have not done the work to be there. And that's why we're going to call it Fantasy Island. You're fantasizing about the way things should be. So you're shooting all over yourself rather than being where you are.
Yeah, some of our listeners would say that they don't have the resources or the things that they need to get to whatever that outcome is. So what would you say in the context of that? They're afraid to take that next step.
Well, first of all, whatever resources you have available to you will allow you to take a next step. It may not be the step that you feel like you are deserving of or that you need to take in order to get to where you ultimately want to be. But the awareness in this present moment is being where you are, utilizing the resources that you have, rather than fantasizing or wishing or hoping for something that doesn't exist right now, because you don't have those resources and you are not there on Fantasy Island. So my coaching to you in this present moment, I am encouraging you to be where you are, use the resources that you do have to take whatever step that's necessary and that's available to you. And when you take that step, the next step is going to be identified for you in that moment.
So what would you say, though, to someone who may be watching someone else who's already there, a mentor, a role model, somebody that they look up to, and they're comparing themselves to that person?
Well, I mean, easy coaching, stop it. I mean, as long as you're doing that, what you're doing is you are robbing yourself from the opportunity to be where you are and to enjoy your life where you are. Now, there is a metaphor that we use in our classes all the time. It goes something like this. If you crack an egg from the outside, life ends. Potential ends. Opportunity ends. When you crack an egg from the inside, life begins. Opportunities begin. Potential begins. So what I'm saying to you is that this is an inside job. It takes steps to get to where you're going. We don't have a magic wand and we're going to wave a magic wand and you're going to be on Fantasy Island and all of those things that you think should be happening for you right now are now going to be happening. We don't have a little genie bottle that we're going to rub the bottle and a genie's going to come out and grant you your wish to be on Fantasy Island. This will require you to do some work. That work must be done from the inside. So I'm encouraging you to crack the egg from the inside, leave Fantasy Island and be where you are right now.
So I guess if you're doing that work from the inside, others may not recognize it. So what advice would you give the listeners out there to recognize themselves?
And you know what, Eric? I am of the opinion that if others don't recognize it, good, because I'm not doing this for them. I'm encouraging you to stop living your life for them. I'm encouraging you to stop waiting for permission for somebody else to allow you to be where you are. Nobody can prevent you from being where you are unless you give them permission to. So being concerned about what others think about you, saying about you as it relates to where you are is something that is never going to benefit you and is going to always allow you to live your life in agony and in pain.
Well, you heard it here first, y'all. Crack the egg from the inside. Life begins.
Absolutely. And if you are not living your life on the edge, then you will never know your true potential. If you are not living your life on the edge, you will never realize what it means to get off Fantasy Island and to be authentically where you are right now. Because when you're truly living your life on the edge, you will absolutely stop taking up unnecessary room.
Here we go now.